babies. I am so happy to be here with you guys again. Happy to see you all. Well, I can't technically see you, but I feel like I'm watching you as you watch me, but I'm just so happy to be back with you all. I hope that everyone's having a really happy new year and everything's going your way this new year. And if not, just remember, just because it's the new year doesn't really mean too much of anything. But we're all going to have hard times, we're all going to have good times. Doesn't matter the time of the year, but I do hope that the new year is bringing any wanted changes and things your way. So welcome back, and I'm so happy, like I said, to be back. I'm here to give you guys an update. And hang on one second, let me turn the light on. I think this will be a little bit better. Okay, I can kind of see myself better. But I'm here back to give you guys some updates in regards to me, my recovery, how I'm doing, and just everything. And I'm actually very, very excited just in regards to the update and like how I'm feeling. And so that gives me hope for other people going through this, other women going through this, that maybe they'll have the same experiences, and hopefully it gives you guys hope too if you're going to be going through this. So if you don't know me or if you're new, welcome again. And like I always tell everyone, my story and my diagnosis and everything is kind of long, but basically I have PCOS and endometriosis, and I just had an operative hysteroscopy and an operative laparoscopy to have uterine polyps removed and a DNC in the uterus. I had ovarian drilling for the PCOS, and I had removal of stage 2 endometriosis. I had it fully excised, not just burned. I had it excised. So it was a pretty decent surgery. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, sorry about that. I had to get my lens cleaner, and I feel like you can see me a lot better because I can see myself a lot better now. You can actually see my oily skin and my crazy hair. But anywho, I'm chilling at home today. I'm still on recovery, so I'm not out and about. So what was I going to say? Oh, okay. So recovery. I'm feeling great. So today essentially marks my recovery, my 4 weeks of recovery. So this is 4 weeks post-op. I'm feeling great, you guys. I was feeling a little down last week. I was going through some of like the common symptoms and the common like recovery kind of stuff over the last 2 weeks. But I'm feeling great overall. I went through kind of like an emotional time, and I don't know I know they say that sometimes after the ovarian drilling, it can kind of do something and distort the hormones because it's kind of trying to regulate them. But for me, I kind of felt like a mad woman. I felt irritated. I felt angry. I wanted to just scream. And this was during the holidays. So it was kind of weird for me. I don't know what it was or why. It could have been that I was stressed, or it could have been something that was legitimately irritating me, but I just felt emotional and I felt down. I don't even really know what it feels to be depressed, but it could have been. That could have been what depression feels like. I don't know, but I feel great now. I don't have the same symptoms. Also, my menstrual cycle was coming, and so as I told you guys in previous videos, even though I am a sister, I'm a PCOS girl, I have my normal menstrual periods. I don't not have menstrual periods. So this month, I use the Glow app to track my menstrual periods, and the day that the app said my period was going to come, it came. I thought maybe, it'll be a little bit later, or something, or it may change my period. No, it came right on the same day. Nothing changed. So that was a good thing. I think that it means maybe that my body is healing and that it's healing the right way. It didn't distort my menstrual cycle or anything like that, which is nice. So as in recovery-wise, I'm feeling great. I had no more bleeding, no more spotting, aside from the menstrual period, which I'll get into after this spiel. No more cramping or anything. I was having cramping, but I'm just speaking like as of today, as of the end of the 4th week, I am feeling good. I did have some cramping and stuff last week, and I was actually supposed to technically return to work yesterday, But because I was still having a little cramping and my menstrual cycle was coming, and that usually causes a flare-up, my doctor had me technically scheduled to go back to work the 14th, but in terms of actual week-wise, the end of the 4 weeks would have essentially been Tuesday, so I would have returned Wednesday. But we decided for me it was best to go ahead and let me get through the menstrual cycle and all that stuff before going back to work. So instead of me going back midweek, just a couple days difference, I'm going back on Monday the 14th. So I'm kind of excited, but kind of sad too. Like, it's a weird feeling. But now that I'm feeling better, I'm definitely ready to go back to work and have school starting on the 22nd. This is my last semester. Woo-woo, I think. Well, not like fully last semester. I still got semesters to go before. But for my bachelor's in health science, this is pretty much my last semester for this. So I'm super excited. I may have to take one class in summer school, but I'm not going to get into that now because you know I'm Babylon if you know me. So I'm feeling great, you guys. I really feel like the surgery is going to make a huge difference. I notice a difference in my skin. I notice a difference in my hair. And I think a lot of it has to do with the ovarian drilling and the change of those hormones, and I'm not producing as much estrogen. That would be my guess. What else is there that I need to update you on? So the first menstrual cycle after surgery started on time, and it came last Friday. Don't know what date last Friday was, but it came that day, and that's the day that it was due. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So today's Thursday, so that was the 7th day. I only had the period for 5 days, which was nice. It was a full red, and I'm sorry, just FYI, if there's anyone watching that gets a little grossed out going into details regarding menstrual cycles or anything like that, just know that essentially that is kind of what my page is geared to. It's geared towards talking about the issue of PCOS and endometriosis, and any other type of female reproductive things that I want to talk about. So you are going to hear about that kind of stuff if you watch my videos or subscribe. Now, I may not get into all the nasty, disgusting, super gory details, but I will talk about periods and menstrual cycles and blood and the color of it. So if that grosses you out, I'm really sorry. You may want to skip over some of those videos or skip over these parts. But in any case, I had my first menstrual cycle. It lasted 5 days. It was perfect in that regard. The pain did start before, so I don't know if you have endometriosis or PCOS or both, but I know for endometriosis, I would start getting cramps 2 weeks before my period would come. They would be shooting contraction type, just the worst. And then a couple days before my period was actually due, I would have a brown spotting, which I learned later was residual blood from the endometriosis, but I'd have a brown, it was just a brown spotting, okay? I'll save you some of the gory details. And if you've had brown spotting, you know what I'm talking about, okay? It's residual blood. It's old blood. Old blood turns brown. And so I would get that, and I get the cramping, and then the day my period was actually due, I'd legit start the red flow. This time, which I'm excited about, I had a little bit of cramping some days before. Was it severe as normal? It was pretty intense, the cramping that I had, but it was intermittent. It wasn't, hopefully I'm saying that correctly. I always say that incorrectly. But in any case, it was not constant. It wasn't a constant pain. It would just come and random times during the day, and I'd be bent over in pain, and then it'd go away. And on the day my period was supposed to start, it started. No brown spotting before. I didn't have cramping 2 weeks before. And this is during my recovery, so it's very well that I could have had cramping. I could have had spotting, but I didn't. I didn't have any of that. And the period came. It was a normal, full red flow. It was very heavy, though, I will have to tell you. So if you're having the surgery, I think that mine heaviness and a little bit of my discomfort stemmed more towards the fact that I had a full hysteroscopy, which is where they go up through the vagina into the cervix, into the uterus. Look in there, and in my case, they removed a uterus full of polyps, and they removed the lining of the uterus, and so obviously my fresh one's coming in because I've already had my first period. So I think that a lot of my discomfort and the heavy bleeding came from the fact that I just had like a DNC. So it's going to be a little different, I think, if you just have the laparoscopy where they go into the, the abdominal and they do whatever they do with your ovaries and stuff. Granted, who am I? I really don't know for sure, but I know that there is a little bit of a difference in the two and the bleeding risks and stuff like that. So in any case, I didn't have any brown blood before or after the period. It was a 5-day period. Usually I would have a 5-day period. A couple days before the period, I'd have some brown, and then maybe a day or two after I'd have the brown, and then I'd be normal. I've had no brown. I've had no nothing. Feel normal. It was, like I said, it was very heavy period. It was very, very heavy, but there was really no clots. I think maybe through the whole period, I got one clot, and it was like the second to last day, and it was a pretty decent one, but it wasn't like normal where I'd have clots galore. It was just a full, free-flowing, just red flow. So I was very excited, and I'm really excited for my period next month, and it's like, who the hell gets excited for their period? I do. I'm really excited for my period. Sorry, my hair is bugging me. It looks crazy. Okay. I get really excited. I mean, I don't get really excited for my period, but I am really excited now for my period. I just can't wait to feel normal again like I used to. And this is just obviously my first period. It's a sign that the surgery is working. This a huge sign that the surgery's worked. I'm not in as much pain. Yes, it was heavy, but that's just because I had a pretty huge surgery, and they, of course, it's going to be a little heavy. I mean, the doctor even said that, your first period may change, it may be a little heavier, but after that, your second, your third period, you should start seeing more, normalcy. Like, it should start becoming more normal. So this was a little bit more normal than my other periods, aside from it being a little heavy. Like, so before, I would have a heavy period like the first day or two, okay? And then the heaviness would kind of just go away, right? But I'd still get clots. This time, the heaviness lasted pretty much the very first day all the way to like the third day, honestly. But I didn't get any clots. The pain was much better. I was having a little discomfort, like normal period cramps, but it wasn't like, oh God, The heaviness did kind of have me lightheaded for a moment. My boyfriend, Dathan, he was actually we were like talking about going to the ER because I was like getting super lightheaded for a bit that second day of my period. And luckily it was on a Saturday when he was at home with me all day and not at work. But I ended up just drinking a ton of water, and I made sure I took my prenatal vitamins. I take those for iron just because I knew that I was going to have probably I didn't think my period honestly would be that heavy. But I don't know. So I take the prenatal vitamins for iron. I have had anemia in the past because of the heavy periods, and I know some of you probably have experienced that. I actually found out when I was going to give blood that I was anemic. And then I went and had testing, and the doctor was like, oh yeah, like we don't want to put you on iron pills, but we've got to get you on some prenatal vitamins. And so I was on those for a while, and then I went back, had blood work redone, and my iron levels had normalized again. So I sometimes just take the prenatal vitamins, not only for like hair and nails and skin, but because they have a little bit of extra iron, but it's not as severe as an iron supplement where you're going to get like constipation and things of that nature. So I've been taking the prenatal vitamins. I took them all the way from the first day of the period, and I'm just going to keep taking them. I'm just going to make a regimen of just taking prenatal vitamins instead of the regular vitamins. So I'm just going to start on that. I did it before, and it did wonders for my hair and stuff. So I'm just going to keep taking them. That way the iron and everything actually builds up in the system and stays that way. So good advice. I'm not a doctor, so obviously run anything by your doctor. Don't listen to me just because I'm saying something worked for me. My doctor told me it was okay to take prenatal vitamins, and I did it, and I still do it to this day. So that is a little bit of advice if you're looking for something to help with hair growth, or if you're trying to get pregnant, or even if you just want a little bit of like extra vitamins and nutrients. I'm sure there's other ways you can get those nutrients and vitamins naturally from food, but I just choose to take prenatal vitamins myself, especially with the anemia that I've previously had. So that's pretty much that with the period. It was it was just so exciting. It was just like a sign that the surgery worked and that my doctor really did know what he was doing. Not that I ever doubted him in any way. It just confirmed, and it just made me feel so good to know that it's changing for the better. Like, I'm changing, like, just not having the clots during the menstrual period, the abundance of clots showed me, like, this, it's definitely working. Like, I don't have clots. Like, it's great. So, girls, this is, again, just proof that if you are you having the symptoms of anything like endometriosis, PCOS, just go to the doctor. You may not have to have surgery, but if you do, like, I am literally, like, I feel a walking, like, what would the word be? God, I can't even think of the word. I guess success story, because it's proof that it's working for me, already. Within 4 weeks, it's already working. And just know that your story may not be exactly like mine. You may not have as severe of a case. You may have a more severe case. You may have other ailments with it, like I did. I had, PCOS and endometriosis. Your story may not be just like mine, but just know that I feel like them removing any of that from your body, like the endometriosis, I don't feel like it could really hurt. I'm not saying it's 110% cure, but I don't feel like it could really do much hurt or damage, obviously, if you're going to the right doctor, someone that knows what they're doing. Another really important thing I'll add is when looking for an endometriosis specialist, you want to look for someone that is an actual specialist, not only in endometriosis, but endometriosis excision. You have lots of OBGYNs that are also surgeons that can perform surgery for endometriosis. But what I've learned is the reason why a lot of women have to actually return for multiple laparoscopies for endometriosis is because they go to someone that's not a specialist, that goes in and burns the endometriosis lesions, as opposed to fully excising and cutting them. And that's exactly what I had done, and that's what one of my girlfriends has had done, even though she had a very, very, very severe case of it. But yeah, you want to know that the person that you're going to for your surgery, the surgeon, your doctor, performs endometriosis excision. I learned by doing research and with speaking to my doctor that is completely different from the ablation, which is just basically like the heating of it. Thermolysis, you're just burning it. So yeah, you want them excised, those endometriosis lesions. You don't want those coming back. Any endometriosis lesions, that return will be completely new lesions. And so that's another reason too as to why it took me a little bit longer to recover. I didn't just have them burned. I actually had the endometriosis cut off. And they actually had to detach, like, my bowel and everything was, like, attached from those lesions. So they cut it out, and you can tell. I feel great, and I don't feel like I'm, like, 110% or 100%. I feel like I'm, like, 90%. So I am really happy and excited, and this is going to be my first weekend where I'm actually going to go out and do something since I've been off. I've had the holidays and things, but I still wasn't feeling 100% like myself, You got to remember you're still recovering. Just because I have little incisions, I still had a pretty big surgery. Just technology's found ways to make it less, I don't want to say abrasive, but less invasive, I guess you could say. And they found a way to make the incisions less noticeable so that you can have a bikini body after. And you may not think I have a bikini body, but a bikini body is just a body with a bikini on it, like in that movie Dumpling. I love that movie. But anyway, so I'm feeling great, girls. I hope that if you're having the surgery or thinking about having the surgery or having any procedure, I hope that it turns out great. If you have questions or you need help finding a specialist or you just need support, anything, literally don't hesitate. Hit me up. I have a specific email for you guys, and I have been answering emails. And I will answer emails anytime I can. I'm going to be a little bit busier upcoming because I have my last semester coming up. And I'm going to be going back to work full time. But I will always get back to you. It may not be within 20 minutes, but I will always get back to you. So don't hesitate, sending me an email. Also, my Instagram, my link to my Instagram is going to be in the bio of every video as well. Feel free to send me a message or follow me, whatever the case may be. I'm there for you. I'm here for you. And remember, obviously, like I always say, you didn't choose the life. The polycystic life chose you. Like, literally, you can't do anything about it except for just try to keep yourself healthy and try to get to the doctor and try to get treatment, and just continue getting yourself checked. So, in any case, everyone, much love. I hope that you guys continue to have a great new year. I'm going to do another video a little bit later. And it's going to basically, I went to the doctor yesterday, and this is not my OBGYN. I have another appointment with him next Tuesday. So I'll be doing another video to update you on that and give you the update on the medicines and the things for the endometriosis as I promised. But I can't do that until after the appointment. But in any case, I had a doctor with an appointment with my primary physician. I have a new primary physician here in my city, and I actually found this doctor for my boyfriend because he's not a very good doctor finder. So I helped him find a doctor, and I actually looked at her reviews and things, and I liked her, and he told me she was great. So I actually ended up going to see her for my primary care. And obviously I'm a little chubby, and if you can see these cheeks, they've gotten a little chubbier since the holidays because I've been eating and not doing a lot of movement, obviously because I'm recovering from surgery. So that wasn't good. My blood pressure was high, guys. I have high blood pressure. Ain't nobody got time for that, So I've got to make some changes and do some things, and I'm going to actually take you guys along for that ride with me because I decided to incorporate a diet that also kind of coincides with the PCOS diet that the PA at my doctor's office kind of told me about. So I'm going to actually do a video on that appointment after this video, and I will kind of give you guys an update on the type of diet I'm looking into, and I'm actually going to be doing videos on that. So anybody that, you don't have to have PCOS or endometriosis, but the diet will be geared more towards helping people with those ailments, but of course it's a great diet for anyone. So we'll talk about that later, the videos. I'm already 22 minutes in. My videos are always way too long, but I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will do another video a little bit later. Maybe I'll do my hair and my makeup because I'm going to see Wicked tomorrow, so I'm super excited. Okay, that's enough. Love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.